This lesson is called Round to Estimate Products. We are now on Chapter 4, Lesson 2. Okay. It's very similar to when you round to add or subtract. So the concept is estimate products. You can round factors to their greatest place value, and we'll practice. Go ahead and copy that. So when you estimate, you round, and in this lesson, you're going to round to the greatest place value. Three is by itself, so it's going to stay the same. But we're going to take a look at the greatest place value by looking at the neighbor to the right. We have a 6 there. So it rounds up. It becomes 300. And now you could basically multiply this in your head. 3 times 3, you know that's 9. But it's 3 times 300. So it's 300 plus 300 plus 300 equals 900. You may copy that once it stops being blurry. Okay, let's practice estimating products. You can write that. And the first one you can practice with is 7 times 189. I'm sorry, it gets blurry. I'll model this first one for you. Very similar to what we just did. This is 7 times 189. Sorry about the blurries. I have to ask for another document camera. Okay. The greatest place value is 100. Oh my gosh, you guys. I looked at the neighbor to the right. It's an 8. And I multiply 7 times this rounded up to 200. And when you multiply 7 times 2, you have that memorized. You really know your 2's. You know you get 14. So you get 1,400 because this is the same as 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200. You do that 7 times and you get 1,400. Now we're going to talk about one other thing to think about. Is this estimate greater than the actual product or less than the actual product? Since this rounded up, then our estimate is greater than the actual product. But you could just leave it at greater than. So if you took the time to multiply each digit here, your actual answer would be smaller. So your estimate is greater than the actual. Okay. Your next one that you're going to practice with. Okay, in this case, 9 will stay the same, and you will round to the greatest place value with 211, and I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, so we're going to multiply 9 times, well, look at the neighbor to the right. It's pretty tiny, so nothing's going to happen to that 2. It rounds down to 200 times 9, and you get 1,800. Oops, almost wrote a comma in the wrong place. Because this would be 200 added 9 times. That gives you 1,800. Now, we rounded down to 200. We didn't go up to 300. So since we rounded down, our estimate is less than the actual answer. Here's your next one. And this says, well, it's blurry, 8 times 632. So at this time, since you were practicing, you took the factor that is only 1 digit and you wrote it to the side. And then you were thinking about what to do to 600. Well, you look at the neighbor to the right. 3 is small, and I hope your mind was telling you 600. Now you're going to be really happy that you know your 8s or your 6s. And 8 times 600 is 4,800. We're basically working with the basic facts. So 8 times 6 is 48. 9 times 2 is 18. 7 times 4 is 14. Basic facts will get you the right estimate. Again, we're going to think about whether our estimate is greater than or less than the actual product. Looks like we rounded down, so our estimate is less than the actual product. Okay, and one more practice problem. Okay, remember, you've got a factor that's all by itself, and you've got a number that you need to round to the greatest place value. You may do that work here. Okay, so 455, I look at the neighbor to the right. 5 is one of the greater numbers, so it rounds up. We get 500 times the factor that's by itself, And then our basic fact is 5 times 5, which you all know is 25. Well, 5 times 500 is 2,500. We rounded up from 455 to 500. Since we rounded up, this estimate is greater than the actual product. Okay, so keep in mind that we are working with the basic facts. Once you round, you have zeros in the tens place, the ones place, depending on the numbers you're working with. So a very important concept here is basic facts. I don't even have a definition for you. Multiples. From 1 through 9. That works.